Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Cougarlicious Clubhouse. Yes, where we feature women who stand in their own power, celebrates the divine diva, and enjoys a little eye candy. And do we have a Cougarlicious episode for you today? We have the wonderful AnneMarieAvey, who's a content creator, wonderful comedian. She's all around town here in Las Vegas, and I am so excited to have her because we're going to be sharing dating advice. This is going to be so much fun. But first, a little bit about me. I'm your host, DonnaJoy, and as you know, I'm one of those ranting retired baby boomers who refuses to get old. Oh, I refuse to get old. I mean, I don't get butterflies anymore, though. You know, instead I get punchlines. I had an ex that told me one time that I'd never find anyone like him again, and I said, exactly. Take it away. Cougarlicious, in my power I rise with every step I take. I light up the skies, celebrating me. I'm a star shining bright, enjoying all the eye candy under the moonlight. Oh, cougarlicious, watch me take my stand, moving to the beat. Come and take my hand. Yeah. Here we are. We are getting ready to rumble. Woo! With AnneMarieAvey.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So happy to be here.
We have the high tech going today, boys and girls. Yes, sir. AnneMarie, how are you?
I'm wonderful. So happy to be here.
What have you been up to?
Well, definitely I haven't been in bed with men, that's for sure. I've been down in the slums, but that's okay. We're here. We're turning that around. But as soon as I have boundaries now, Donna, that's what happens.
Oh, that's too bad.
When you have boundaries, you learn that not everyone gets in. So that's the thing,
I hear you. Yep. Well, I've been through that too. You know, the reason why I really love having you on this episode is because, you know, a lot of the followers, which by the way, before I even get into this, I forgot, a lot of our followers are from 35 to 65 and over, which is one of the reasons why I'm really excited about talking about the whole dating scene. But before we get into that, I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing to the show and who's been liking and sharing, because we've been growing every week. And remember, if you subscribe, it doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe button and just don't miss an episode. Also, I'd like to recognize our sponsors, which is Linder Health Skincare. It's healthcare for your skin. Fantastic. It's just wonderful stuff. We had her on a couple of weeks ago, and it was just absolutely fabulous. And if you go on to linderhealth.com/Donna, and if you order product, you'll get a free gift. So it's just like Donna sent you. So anyway, be sure to do that and be sure to subscribe, and let's get back to AnneMarie because I'm just so excited.
I want some of that skincare. I'm always looking for something to
it's very
perk
good.
Me up.
It's very good.
Okay.
I have been taking care of my skin since I was in my 20s.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, you really have to keep that going.
I'm also just gonna get the Kris Jenner eventually, which is just my whole face back in time, basically. Going back in time and finding it.
You're like through. So again, dating, you've been finding your boundaries.
Yes, well, that's the thing. When you find boundaries, there are less people that you realize respect them. I know. So it's a digital world too. So learning the digital world with boundaries is weird. It's very weird.
It is. Well, you know, I'm finding that too. You know, because I get these kind of like weird comments and suggestions and things, and I'm just going like, wait a minute, who is this person?
Right. They say a lot of weird stuff behind the screen, but never to your face either, which is like a big red flag in my opinion. So you'll have a lot of men that, you know, act one way in front of you and then a different way online. And you're like, okay, Mr.
Actually, it's always been like that. It's just that we don't. Oh, yeah.
What do you mean? Like with paper? What do you mean, letters?
Well, you know, they have
I guess, yeah,
locker rooms.
Oh,
They have
right.
a lot of the locker room talk.
Yeah.
That's what you've
I see
heard
what you're
about.
saying.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I thought someone was like sending you,
Yeah. No, but they'll be
notes.
fine to your face, but you know what they're talking about behind your back. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm glad I really never dated my high school guys that I went to high school with.
Oh yeah.
I never did. You know?
I didn't really either. I wouldn't call myself. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a late bloomer, but I just was. I think I grew up with 5 brothers, and I was just like, dudes are dudes. Like, quit trying to look at me like that. Like, I can.
No.
Punch you.
I wasn't a late bloomer. I mean, I was
like,
out
what do you
there.
want? You want to date me? Why? I was like, get out of here. I was very Elaine Bennett, okay? I was like, you want to date me? You better come like, it was so crazy.
No, I was a woman of the 60s.
Oh.
Okay, I was liberated babies. I was, those little mini skirt running, high boots. Yeah, the whole free love stuff,
boots, free love.
You've heard me talk about that, in my
absolutely.
sets, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, no, it had nothing to do with that, but it was never with anybody I went to high school with, which I'm really glad because now when I go to class reunions, they have nothing to talk about. They can't point at me and go,
they're like, I wish.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Could have gone in there.
They're still fantasizing.
Right, they're still fantasizing. That's right.
They still got that fantasy. Well, AnneMarie, I have got a bunch of questions that have been sent to me. I get questions a lot, from our listeners and our viewers over there. So I thought I would write some of them down, and we can kind of like give advice and
that sounds great.
and see what this is all about. I mean, I think one of the first ones that women always want to know is how do I know if he's the one? How do I know if he's the one? Well,
I don't know if there's one. I know how many people do you know have been married several times and they get divorced? This one right over here.
This one right here. I stopped signing papers. After
I've
the
been engaged
divorce.
a couple times. So it's like, it's not about knowing if he's the one. It's like knowing if you feel safe. I think that's it. It's the safe part. If you don't feel safe, then he might not be the one.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to Google his criminal records, he's probably not one.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have any suspicion,
or even like you can't be yourself, you can't make those jokes, you can't look ugly, whatever that means, right? You can't. You always have to be done up perfectly, or else it might drop. He might think that you're not. So that's another level of not feeling safe. So you got to be able to be yourself.
And my mother, my Italian mother, yes, as I was growing up, she had a story one time of a guy that was kind of like that, where she couldn't look anywhere. Yeah. She had to sit there. She had to be just right. And I think they were engaged, she said. And she broke the engagement. And they had some kind of piggy bank, because back in those days they saved their nickels.
Right.
When nickel was a nickel.
I still roll change, Donna. I love it. It's my single self thing that I do alone, okay? And I'm like,
it's collecting my
change.
Yes,
the miser
really
effect. Weird, but yes, go ahead.
But my mother just cracked open the piggy bank and she just separated the money out and she said, "You're out of here." She said,
"Get out of here. Take your cheap ass and get out."
Get out.
Yeah.
Good
for her.
Okay, now it goes right into the next question. Is it okay to date more than one guy at a time?
I don't think it's wrong. I can't. I think that I can't, I have ADHD. All right. So I have to focus or else I'll forget about one. You
don't want to, And it's good if they have the same name.
Yes. But that doesn't mean same name, you don't. Right. But men are out here dating multiples. So don't feel bad for doing that.
Yeah. I like to think of it as more like comparison shopping.
Yeah.
If you're going to date more than one guy, compare. Take the notes and do all of that.
Right. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, but I'm just focusing on you. So And also, I'm very clear about that. I'm like, hey, let's go on a couple dates. And after a couple dates, if you don't want to be exclusive in the dating, we don't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend, but like exclusive. Then I also know that like, if you don't think I'm it after a couple dates, I'm like, oh, okay, well, bye.
Yeah, that's.
And then if you're not my boyfriend after a couple months, then bye too, because you should know. Being a boyfriend means like we're now wanting to see if this could be marriage. Right?
Right.
So like there's a couple windows and of time things so you don't waste yours. I don't have time to waste. So here's some like little guidelines that I do, and if you want to meet those me at those checkpoints, great.
Now, have you been married?
No,
you've been engaged.
Yeah,
you just never really quite made it to the altar there.
Yeah, I realized. Thank God, honestly, like thank God, because like things were revealed. You know what I mean? And so once that happens, it's like rejection is protection. That's another thing. Do not think that if someone doesn't want you, it's about you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the universe has your back.
99% it's them.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I always have to remember that too.
What I find very refreshing, though, especially with women in your generation, is that you see that you have those options.
Yeah.
You know, in my generation, no.
Right.
You were just expected. You got married.
Better get on it.
That's right.
Right.
You got married, and that was the way to get out of the house. That was the way to get into your life.
I find it interesting that we're having this conversation the same day that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got engaged, by the way.
Oh, they did?
They did. Let me break the news to you, Donna. It is an exciting day in the world. They're coming together. I think like Dunkin' Donuts was giving out free donuts because of it.
Kidding?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. It is a
free donuts.
I think a lot of people are like, love exists.
She's got a fuck. She made diamond on her ring, and you get a donut.
And that's yes, exactly. Let's go eat our feelings of joy for this. But yes, it is a big day in the love world for sure.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, Taylor. Woo! Good for you.
That's right. I think a lot of people are really happy about it because she's someone who is a strong, independent woman, right?
Yeah.
And he has his own thing going on. And there's also a level of, you know, being yourself 100% and someone is there and likes it. Can you imagine?
Exactly.
What a concept.
Well, I know.
Somebody likes you 100%, being
who you are.
Leader self and owning your feelings and being cringe, whatever that is, and someone's beside you and is like, yeah, babe. Love it.
Yeah, without having to feel, you know, that you have to adjust or, you know.
Be smaller, right?
Oh, yeah.
Be smaller.
Yeah.
And that Taylor Swift is not going to be smaller, dude. She keeps getting bigger and bigger. So,
Well, I'm sure they have a great prenup.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Here's another one. And this is probably more for women of my age.
Yeah.
But should you tell a man your age right away?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're dating, yes. I mean, I think it's rude when men ask because what happens is they try to put you in a box. So if you're not dating and they try and ask, I'm like, why are you curious what my age is? Like, why do you want to know? And I think a lot of men are confused when I tell them my age, and it's like, yeah, why did you? And now, is it change now? Does my persona change? Does my value change because of my age? No. But if you're dating someone, yeah, you should be honest because if you want to be serious about somebody, you shouldn't be ashamed of where you're at in life.
I like to say I'm 55 plus shipping and handling.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't necessarily.
I like to say I'm 40 wonderful.
40 wonderful.
So
that's
just
great.
get on it. That's it. Jump on this pony, baby.
Oh, Lordy Lord. And you were hitting on something before.
I was I wasn't hitting on no man. I don't know what you're talking about. They come to me, okay, and I decide. That's how
right.
it is.
That's right. No, you were saying something about how men will put you in a certain box, a certain criteria, and you usually do find that as you get over the 40 wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's when they start looking at you like, oh, well, you're a cougar, you know, this type of thing.
Yeah. Where are you in life? Can you have kids? Can you do this? Blah 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 blah.
And that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because you have a younger guy just think, well, you're a cougar. Well, then you just must want me.
Right. your cackle at that was really funny.
Here I am.
Yeah, I actually think it's the other way around. I get hit on more by Gen Z than any other generation. That's for sure. I think I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I think honestly, this generation, the Gen Z generation, they grew up with phones and everything in their face all the time. And so when you can have banter and conversation like that, they think that's a sign that you like them because they're not used to the banter on the fly or whatever. They're used to being behind a screen, using ChatGPT to come up with witty lines to talk to you, which is a big thing, by the way. That's why you always want to do FaceTime or something like that, or a quick coffee before you go out on a real date with these people, because you want to see if they can actually hold a conversation and not use ChatGPT behind the screen.
Because that's what I was going to ask. What if he only texts and never calls?
All right, but he might be a bot. He might be a scam. Right, okay. But now you can even, people can record videos on videos or whatever, and so they'll use that to send to you on, the tech is really high tech. So that's why you have to meet in person and see how they're in person, but that's why you want to do a coffee. You don't want to go to dinner or a drink to get your mind crazy. Usually people only order one coffee.
Whatever happened to people meeting at social events?
Yeah, well, they're trying to bring that back.
Yeah, I would hope so.
This is also interesting. Gen Z is also bringing back the flip phones. They're bringing back
flip phones.
Yes, because
I got to get mine out. I still have mine.
Yeah, they're on their phone so much, so when they go out, they only want to be able to text people and not do anything else, so they're more present. And they're using those cameras, those disposable cameras too, instead of on their phones, so that they don't check it, they don't analyze what they look like and all that kind of stuff, and you wait for it to come back. And I was like, wow. We're vintage. It's fun. It's cool to do these weird things now, but that's what we led as a millennial. So
are there social events where there are is music and dancing and
my friend and I,
because I'm from disco era.
Okay, so my friend and I are just signed up for it's called Time Quest. I don't know. I have to look it up. Time something. And it's where you and 6 people who are of different genders or whatever, and walks of life, come together and have dinner, and then you ask questions at the dinner and all that kind of stuff, so that if you have a connection with someone at the dinner, then you can go on a private date later if you want. Good. Or whatever. But now it's more social. This is what high school and college was like. You guys were all hanging out together and playing games,
right.
And saw each other in class, so it wasn't just random, right? And so we're just going next week, I believe, next week, maybe 2 weeks, and going out to dinner and trying it that way. And I was like, oh, so much better. Pressure is off.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because like you said, you can create a certain persona online, but when you're there, and that's what I have seen over the years erode.
Yeah.
Because I remember the day when you would go out for cocktails and dancing. Or you would go. And by the way,
I might meet a girlfriend at this dinner. I might meet a business relationship at this dinner. Maybe it didn't work out that way, but we're all vibing. And so I go off vibes. I have to go off a vibe. I can't go off of text. I can't go off if you swiped right on me. I have to go off the vibe.
What type of vibe?
I need banter. I need someone who can catch up with this, okay? I need someone who has a good sense of humor. That goes a long way for me, because this life is so crazy and can get dark. And so I need someone who can shift with me and still vibe above the Maya.
I like a man who can make me laugh.
Right. And I need someone who's stable. I need you to be financially stable. And at this point in my life, I can't be dating broke artists all the time, because I am one. And it's not going to work if we're both like this, okay? So
it helps. Yeah.
So I need someone who's stable in that area.
This is why I talk about the Viagra. When I talk about men, in their 50s, needing Viagra, I say you don't need Viagra. You need a bank account. You need to be stable. You need to have a wallet.
Yeah.
And you need to have to know how to use it.
Right.
This type of
right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't need you buying all the generics. Okay, like the knockoff cereal at the bottom of the shelf. Like, I want to feel healthy too. Yes. I want the good food.
Somebody who can buy the brand name.
Yeah.
Yes, we want that.
Quality over quantity there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Does it matter, do you think, if and I'm sure you find this more in your age group, a divorced man with children?
I don't mind that. I love the movie Stepmom, and I love Julia Roberts, so I am Julia Roberts. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't think it. I think, a divorced man means that he can commit. That's one thing, that isn't scared of like making the jump. Someone with children, they better hang out with their children, because I've dated men with children and they don't actually hang out with their children. So that's a big red flag. So we want to make sure that he actually prioritizes his kids and it matters him being in their life. Yeah. So if that's there, then yeah, I'm down for that. That doesn't scare me at all.
Can I tell you a secret?
What?
I've never dated a man with children.
It's okay.
I've never dated a man with children because I always said
Donna's looking to be a stepmom. She's like, girls.
I mean, they can have grandchildren now because grandchildren are very different.
Step-grandma?
But children,
I never even thought about it.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Right. I just never. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I mean, I would. I had a friend one time.
Yeah.
That and I was in between marriages at the time, and he wanted me. And this guy taught surfing classes. Okay. This was in San Diego.
Okay.
And he told me. He said, he goes, next weekend they're having this big surfing contest for all these 12-year-olds. And I'm going like, why would you want me to go to this surfing contest for 12? I don't even have kids. What are you talking about?
Right.
And he says, there's a lot of divorced fathers there.
Oh, right.
So I said, why do I want to do that? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, if a guy has a 12-year-old, that means he has at least 6 more years of child support.
Let me tell you
Plus,
something right now.
he probably has some crazy ass wife in the background.
Let me tell you.
What do I want that for?
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you. My dad was a piece of shit. Okay, so that doesn't mean he's a good catch. You have to be discerning. It's not just like he has kids. He's a good person. That doesn't work like that. I know so many single parents who are like, my baby daddy is the worst. So just heads up on that. It's not so black and white. Obviously, you gotta.
But this guy was actually trying to fix me up, I think, with probably one of his friends, and obviously it didn't go. And he just stood back and he just looked at me almost in horror. And he said, I've never heard that before. I never heard that come out of a woman's mouth before. But I never did. I never dated men with small children. And also, it's the whole energy thing, stepping into the kid's life and
for sure. I had a stepmom
and
who wasn't that great. So like I know what that means, right? And so I value that position if I were ever to be in that position. So I also know though, like even though I didn't have a great role model of it, doesn't mean I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be the best I can be. Right.
And that's what I really admire about you, because you're a very strong, intelligent, cougarlicious female. You truly are. You truly are. And that's you're a credit to your generation. I'll tell you that.
That's right.
A credit to her generation.
Follow me,
everybody.
Millennials. You can live like this. Look around.
You too.
Yeah.
You can be an AnneMarie.
You could be doing open mics in Vegas, let me tell you.
Oh, goodness. Okay, let's just do one more. Let's see.
Yeah.
Should I give up on love after divorce?
No, absolutely not. Have you ever listened to Cher?
Yeah, it's true.
Do you believe in love? It's Cher. Cher is dating like a 27-year-old right now.
God bless
And she
her.
looks great, by the way.
Well,
she's
if I had Cher's money,
I know. And she was like one of the first
to
to like get in there and, do all the things. And
she really was one of those icons that females like me kind of looked to and admired, because she did stand in her own power.
Yeah.
And that was the whole mantra of the day.
Yeah.
And she stayed with it.
Absolutely. And I think even when her and Sonny Bono got divorced, there was like this whole thing where he took everything. It was like mostly in his name, so she didn't have anything to her name. So she was like, gotta buck up and start doing it. That's why she got that show, the variety show,
kind of like
and all that kind of
Tina
stuff.
Turner, same thing.
Yes,
Tina,
exactly.
Yeah, he took everything, and she said, "Just give me the name."
Yes,
and God bless her.
Yeah,
God bless that woman. Yeah,
and
so they're out there. The Cougarlicious women have always existed.
Yeah.
You know, I am just trying to put that label on them.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing, because it is something to admire.
Right.
And to aspire to.
Well, to rely on your own talent and ability and understand that it's valuable. I think sometimes, like, I mean, I grew up in a very, on my dad's side, like super religious, very strict, very, we're talking to the men, the women go over here, the women are cleaning, the men are, you know, watching football, the women are cooking. I mean, it would drive me crazy because this was like in the 90s and it was still happening, right? And so there is some kind of thing in my head that maybe I'm just not as valuable, what I bring to the table. And what I bring to the table is a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, I bring a good time and I bring talent, and it should be paid for and it should be respected.
That's
and
right.
It doesn't mean that I have to be a teacher or whatever this like holy thing that you think women should be, or a nurse or this.
I don't need to
There's
fit
nothing
up.
wrong with that.
Right.
But when you step out of that and go, I'm going to take up just as much freaking space as every man on the subway. Men sit like this on the subway. Like, women are like, oh my God, can you please, like, I'm going to do that in every room I walk into, okay?
You can tell we're brought up with bros, that's for sure.
I'll be wearing underwear,
goodness.
I promise, so that's the thing, but yeah.
We're running out of time.
Oh.
Can you believe this?
No.
Before we go, I've got to go into my closing credits.
Okay.
AnneMarieAvey, you can come back any
My
time you want.
So
Anytime
fun.
you want. I'd like to, again, thank our sponsor, first of all, Linder Health Skincare. Be sure to go to linderhealth.com/Donna, get some product and get a gift. You know how that works. And if you have been admiring our cups here, our Cougarlicious cups, you can get it on the Cougarlicious website, cougarlicious.com. As you can see, we have wine glasses and we've got cups and we've got t-shirts and crop tops. We've got panties.
Wow.
Yes, Cougarlicious panties. And as I said before, the month of September is, I'm donating to the unshakable.org. 10% of all proceeds will be going to unshakable.org.
Cool.
Also, on September 27th, I am going to be in a production, a TV production. We're going to be, look at that in my Cougarlicious shirt. Yes. It's a spotlight stand-up. They're recording at Radiant TV, and it's going to be for broadcast. It's going to be so much fun. Tickets are $55, but if you use the promo code Donna, the tickets will be $50. That includes drinks, snacks, and free parking. And I will be donating $2 for every ticket sold to unshakable.org.
Amazing.
Okay, so just go ahead and do that. And I think that's it.
Yes.
That's it for today. We got to say goodbye.
Thank you. Follow me
you.
at Crazyavey if you want a good time. Come on down.
Crazyavey. That's right.
Last name. Thank you.
Cougarlicious.